Protests are continuing tonight, and they have continued in downtown Portland for more than 50 nights now. And now with the federal presence, media outlets from all across the country are coming to Portland to cover what's happening. Our Fox 12's Drew Marine tells us that there's also a local outlet covering the protests, and the reporter in the field hasn't even graduated high school yet. Drew?
Yeah, we're still here downtown. You can hear all of the protesters and moms here chanting George Floyd. That's what it's all about, is about the Black Lives Matter movement tonight. And the moms are here standing arm in arm, linked together, all for the same message, for peace and for the federal officers to go home. We spoke with Eddie Binford Ross, who's a rising senior at South Salem High School. And she's been coming up to Portland to report for her school's paper, The Clippian. She says she's had some scary experiences, but says she wants to be here to document history. This is video from the Clippian's Twitter page of the protests downtown.
I've had 3 stun grenades that were thrown towards me, and they just kind of lobbed it over the wall of the federal building, and it came within like 10 feet of us. And so it's scary, it's deafening, it's momentarily blinding.
And the South Salem High School reporter who has been live tweeting the protests is incoming senior Eddie Binford Ross.
So I've been covering the protests in Salem since the beginning, at the end of May. I made the decision on Friday that this is something that I should go see for myself, go report on. So I went up Friday, and then I've gone up every night since.
Binford Ross's journalism teacher, Brian Erickson, tells us she's the editor-in-chief for the Clippian. For the last few nights, she's been driving up from Salem to cover the rising tensions between protesters and federal officers.
That was all Eddie's idea. So as an advisor, we definitely guide and let them know what is legal and not legal, of course. But it's the students' decisions on to find stories, come up with coverage.
Erickson says as a student journalist, it's experience like this that will help shape her career.
I'd like her to be safe, and hopefully she's doing all the right things, which it sounds like she is. But this experience is just amazing. I mean, she's going to have a story to tell when this is all done.
While it's been frightening at times, Binford Ross says it's important for her as a journalist to witness this firsthand.
I'm just trying to create a historical record of what's going on, because this is a monumental movement in our history.
Eddie has been coming out with her parents since Friday night to cover the protests, and says she'll be out here again tonight to report on what's happening here downtown. Reporting live in downtown Portland, Drew Marine, Fox 12 Oregon.